What is going on, everybody? We are live for the Extreme Rules Prediction Show. I figured I'd do this just to get you guys my thoughts and opinion on what's going to happen at the Extreme Rules Premium Live event. I'm actually excited for this. I really am because Triple H is booking it, so it's going to be good. It's not going to be a Vince McMahon rush through everything. Things are going to make sense. It's going to be a lovely, lovely thing to see. I cannot wait for it. So immediately, we're going to get right into it and go down this card. So, what they have first is SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. I really don't care about this match. I really don't. I don't know if any of you do, but if I had to pick a winner, I don't see Liv retaining. I really don't. I think she's had her honeymoon phase and she's really done nothing with the women's title, to be quite honest with you. So I feel Ronda Rousey's going to win this. Do I want this? Does anybody want this? No. Nobody wants this fucking match. I'm sorry, but Ronda, this is me when Ronda comes on TV. I feel like getting a go to sleep myself when I see Ronda Rousey because I can care less about her. She's boring. Why do you think, people, why do you think that they book Ronda Rousey in these ridiculous, over dramatic segments? They do this because they know you are not interested in anything she's doing. You're not interested in it. So what do? They got to bring all the security, have her beat some people up just to get you to be like, oh, look, she's being cool. But how long does that last? It does not last very long. After 5 minutes, you're like, well, I'm over that already. Who the fuck cares? I don't. I'm sure you don't. So who cares about Ronda Rousey? Nobody. I feel bad for Liv because this title run has really meant nothing. Honestly, it's one of the few titles that Triple H really needs to put a little bit of focus on. I know he's doing so much already. And the difference is, Tony, he's running 3 shows. You're running one. That is a lot harder to run 3 shows versus your 1 day a week. So, those of you who think, oh, I thought he could do everything, it's not just the booking he's doing. You got to remember that. WWE is way more demanding than AEW is. I'm sorry, that's the truth. It's way more demanding. And the guy is working his ass off. So be patient. He will eventually have that title mean something, okay? It will. It will in time. And then we got another Raw Women's Championship match. Bianca Belair versus Bayley in a ladder match. This should be good. I'm looking forward to this. Who do I see winning? I want to say I want Bayley to win this, only because Bianca's had the title long enough, and it's time for somebody else to have a shot. But honestly, they're probably going to go with Bianca if I'm WWE here. But I would personally, I would personally pick Bayley. Damage Control has done nothing but lose as of late, except for maybe a match here or there that they won, and that was Bayley who won. Dakota Kai and Io are not really doing much of anything but losing. So it's making the group look non believable. I mean, we were all excited to see them all return, yes. SummerSlam, that was a shock. No one knew any of that was going to happen, but I'm sorry, but the women's tag team titles are still way down the list. It doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. I don't get anything out of it. I'm sure you don't get anything out of it. So it's kind of like, where do we go from here? I honestly don't know because if Bailey loses, no one's going to take this shit seriously. I'm sorry. If she can't get a title on her own and get the job done, people are going to lose interest in Damage Control, if not already. I've already been seeing complaints about it that people don't like this faction, whether they don't know Eel very well, whether they don't know Dakota very well. Everybody knows Bailey, but it's like it's not a group where you're just like, wow, that's fucking awesome. I want to follow this group. I want to give this group all my attention, but it's not. How is it going to give all your attention if they're losing? That's what I think about when I watch this. I'm just like, well, this person's winning, but the other two aren't doing much of anything. But they have a title. It kind of reminds me of Tony. That's the only thing I don't like about it. It kind of reminds me of Tony Khan booking, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think all three of those ladies should be winning, so you take them seriously. It's much like Judgment Day, where they lose but get the post match beatdown. Who cares if they lose the match? The post match beatdown does not mean shit. It doesn't. They gotta win and then do a beatdown, then people be like, oh shit, this group is fucking serious. But if they are losing and just do a post match beatdown just to look good afterwards to hopefully get you to forget about the loss, is it doesn't make sense. But that's just the way I feel when it comes to damage control. It's like, I mean, I'm not saying Bailey's not good on the mic. She can wrestle, she's very good, but she doesn't have that leadership potential yet. Doesn't mean she can't get it. It just means she's not a believable leader. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks that way. If I had that thought, somebody else has that thought. I know they do. I see it all over online that many people are getting tired of this group already. And I don't know, maybe they need somebody else, or maybe Triple H should just forget this group. What do you do from here? I'd like to know in the comments. But this match should close Extreme Rules. That's what I'm thinking. Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins inside the fight pit with special guest referee making his WWE debut, Daniel Cormier. I think this should close the show. Do not pull Vince McMahon and start off with it. Because then if you start off with something really hot like this, the closing is going to be very important, and you're not going to get the same effect. I would certainly have this match go on last. That's just my opinion. This feud has been one of the most entertaining feuds out of all the matches on this card, and I would personally close with Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle. And first of all, you got to look at this with the cage and however many props and things that they're doing. They may want to save that for the end, because if they don't, then they got to raise the cage up, clean it all up, and do all that during the middle of the show, beginning, or wherever they decide to put it. And it would just make more sense to close it, because then while the fans are leaving, then they're cleaning up all the carnage that those two are probably going to throw at each other. So I would personally make that match last, because there's not many matches on the card. There's 1, 2, 3. They only have 6 announced so far, and the go home shows tonight for WWE Raw. So if that's all they got, then this is not going to be a very long pay per view. It really isn't. So I would personally put this match last, and then we go from there. And then hopefully this maybe one more match between these two. And I've seen enough of Rollins and Riddle, even though the promos have been unbelievable. They've been really working well together, but you don't want to drag it out too long and have too many matches, or it's going to get overproduced and you're going to get tired of it. You're not going to want it anymore. The hunger for it will go away. So WWE has to be careful how much longer they're going to do Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. I would say if this is a fight pit that's going to end this storyline, because what else can they possibly do? I don't see anything else. I don't see another match. There's no title involved. So this has to end the grudge between Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins, and hopefully they move on from each other. That's what I hope. I'm sure that's what you hope. Then we can move on to something else with Seth Rollins. He deserves so much better. So does Matt Riddle. They both deserve a title. So maybe after this, there will be a title in their near future. And then we have Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a strap match. This may not be everybody's cup of tea. I mean, we all enjoy the both of them, but we just seen the strap match in AEW, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I want to see a strap match. I really don't, but I think with Drew and Cross, this is just going to be a one and done. I mean, they're already doing a, what do you call it, a gimmick type match. And if you're already starting off with that, another match between the two of them would not make much sense, now would it? I would personally say these two, one and done, get rid of it, have them move on to something else. I mean, they both of them deserve something better. It should be a decent match. I'm sure it'll be produced well. But as far as a strap match, I'm just kind of like, oh, I don't want to see that again. Do you want to see that again? I don't really want to see another strap match this year. But it is what it is. They're going to do it. Who do I have coming out of this? The way they've been booking Drew, I think Cross is going to win. I really do think Cross is going to win. And he would be in line for a shot at some sort of title if beating Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre just had a shot at Roman Reigns. So why not, if Karrion Kross beats Drew, make it a little more interesting and give Karrion Kross a title shot? Simple 101 wrestling booking. That's it. That's it. But this one I am looking forward to. I can see if they're not going to do Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins in the main event, Edge and Finn Balor might close the show because it's an I Quit match. I could see them either doing Edge and Finn kicking off, Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins closing, or reverse, Matt Riddle and Rollins open the show and Edge and Finn Balor close the show. These are your two biggest matches on the entire card. So one's going to open, one's going to close. It's quite obvious. But who do I got coming out of here? Edge, obviously. Edge is going to win, and then there's going to be another post match beatdown. I still personally believe, after all this is done, we're going to find out Edge is still involved with Judgment Day. I just see it. Why would they do all this without Edge being a part of it all along? It wouldn't make sense. And Triple H is all about making sense. And I just have felt this whole entire time Edge is playing you. He's going to wind up being still the leader of Judgment Day. And all this was a charade. A big fucking charade. That's just what I gather from this. I do. I really see Edge eventually coming back to Judgment Day and being a heel again. The thing he was upset about was Vince and Bruce. They wanted to do like fireballs and magic and all that shit. And Edge didn't want any part of that. And that was a Vince McMahon call and a Bruce Pritchard call. So now with Triple H back, maybe they're going over what they want to do if Edge does come back to Judgment Day. And that's why they're doing all this fucking charades and all this nonsense to throw you off the scent. I don't fucking know. That's just a prediction. That's just a prediction I've had for a very long time, that Edge is still involved as leader. Eventually, we may see that, we may not. I don't know. But it could happen. It really could. I could personally see Edge is still involved with the Judgment Day. And I'm telling you, they only have 6 matches. The last match on the card, they have the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium in a 6-man tag team match. This should be fun. This could actually be placed in the open of the show too. So if I was a betting man, the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium may have very well, in fact, open Extreme Rules. Because it's going to be chaos. It's going to be a lot of good action. It's going to get people excited, and everybody's going to have a good time during it. So why not put banger after banger on first? And then what you could do, you could have either Edge of Finn Balor and Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins in the middle of the show. and then have one of them close the show. And then in between, you can have your women's titles, and then you can have your strap match. That's just the way I would do it. But if I'm going to be a betting man here, I'm going with the Brawling Brutes on this one. I mean, Sheamus has just been awesome. Pete Dunne has been awesome. Not Butch. I'm not calling him fucking Butch. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I'd rather do Pete Dunne, okay? Pete Dunne. And that's what I'm going to stick with. But I got the Brawling Brutes. So here is my results of who I think is going to win. For the SmackDown Women's Championship, Ronda Rousey defeats Liv Morgan. For the Raw Women's Championship, I predicted Bayley would win. You know, I think WWE is going to pick Bianca, but I'm going to stick with Bayley. Bayley becomes new Women's Champion. Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins. Seth is going to win this and end the feud between Matt Riddle and himself and move on to something else. So I got Seth Rollins in that one. Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross. Kross is a big Triple H guy, so I'm going with Kross over Drew McIntyre. Edge versus Finn Balor, I'm going with Edge. Then there will be a post-match Judgment Day beatdown, as per usual. And then we will have the Brawling Brutes defeat Imperium, which should be a banger match. It's going to be a great time, and I am looking forward to that. But those are your predictions for Extreme Rules. Now, we're going to go into what's on tap for Raw tonight. This is the Go Home show, so let's go on and see why it uploads here. Okay, WWE Raw. What do they got in store for us on the preview? Bianca Belair and Bayley sit down and sign a contract for their Extreme Rules showdown. Does there really need to be a need for that? I don't know, but that's probably going to close Raw and be some kind of chaotic mess, as it usually is. So we have that. Then we have Rey Mysterio partners with AJ Styles to take down the Judgment Day. That looks like it's going to be Finn Balor and Damian Priest are going to team up against AJ and Rey Mysterio. Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins come face to face, so this should be interesting. I loved the promo before, and this should be very, very entertaining. Braun Strowman against Otis. Or is it Chad Gable? I think it's Chad Gable. Yeah. Braun Strowman set to teach Chad Gable how to get these hands. Oh boy. Woo! And it's fuck Braun. I don't care. I really don't. Oh. Yeah, it's Gargano versus Otis. Sorry. But do you care? I love Gargano, but really this is all we got for Gargano is Otis. Come on, Triple H, you can do a little better. This could be interesting. Candice LeRae takes on Dakota Kai. Should be a good match. Hopefully the women get the time they need and they can tell the stories that they need to. Very good, and I am excited for WWE Real Wrestling tonight. But there was one little rumor going around that people are under the assumption that Bray Wyatt is going to come at Extreme Rules. Why? Extreme Rules, even though it looks exciting this year because Triple H is booking it, it's still a B-level pay-per-view. Why would Bray Wyatt return at Extreme Rules? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. I predicted all this time that he's going to show up at Survivor Series. Why? Because that's one of their top pay-per-views. They need something big. They need something to get people talking, to get you into the Royal Rumble season. And I personally believe Bray Wyatt is the guy to do that, to get WWE on a high for the next couple months going into Royal Rumble, which WrestleMania season will speak for itself. But they need to get through these months towards the winter that, you know, you got your TLC, who cares, your B-level shows, there's a couple of them this time of year. You got your Super Showdown, whoop-de-whoop-de-doo. They got to have something that would get you talking for the next couple of months especially during football season. So if I was WWE, I would hold Bray off until Survivor Series. If this was Vince McMahon, he would have brought him back already. None of these clues, none of these QR codes, none of this shit would be played. He'd just be like, "Oh, come on, Bray, let him in." That's what he'll do because he'd be desperate for ratings. Now you got somebody in charge that's not desperate for ratings and will grow his audience, which has already had because they got over 2 million more times already than Vince McMahon. So don't worry, it's going to be in good hands. It's going to be in good hands. Had I had a guest on here, it would be longer than 25-minute live streams. But with just me, I just want to give you guys a little taste of what's to come. We went over Extreme Rules. We went over Raw tonight. So it should be a good night of wrestling. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys can, please, can you please hit the thumbs up? I'd really appreciate it. Really helps out the channel. Also, too, Patreon, you become a member of my channel for only $5. That's www.patreon.com/Madden's Elite. All kinds of videos up there. I'm going to keep putting videos up there. I really would appreciate the support. We got Bray Wyatt tees, or not tees, hoodies, being made on bonfire.com/Madden's Elite. I'd really appreciate the support on that. I can't do this without you guys. I love the support the channel's been getting. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope this was at least informative to you guys of what is going on with Extreme Rules. After that, we got Survivor Series. So that's going to be another major talking point. So I love you guys. I will be online talking with you for WWE Raw. It should be a great time. It always is. It's a very fast 3 hours now that Triple H is in charge because he knows that. He wants to keep you guys entertained. God love the man. But if you support the channel, please hit the thumbs up again and subscribe. If you're new, we're trying to get to 2,000 subs. We are at 1,913. Let's keep pushing forward. We can do it. I know we can. And thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Until next time, I love you. And if you have any suggestions for another video, let me know. And I will do my best to talk about it and at least make you guys proud of the information that I give you. So until next time, everybody, I hope you have a great day. We got 6 hours till Monday Night Raw. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time today and stay warm because it's fucking cold out there. That's why I'm in here. So I love you guys. Take care and talk to you soon. Madden's Elite is out.